Hey, people. It's your podcast parents here at Deep Fat Fried. And we just want you to know that you guys are fucking weak. Find out why you should be thin from the herd on tonight's episode. Why we're getting weak and why are we weak? Gets Deep Fat Fried. Talking about the past, TJ. We're talking about the past. We're talking about why kids today are weak, why adults today are weak. Can't cut it anymore, TJ. That's why this planet's failing. That's why everyone's dying off. We're weak, TJ. And I want to remind people.
Speak for yourself. Watch as I lift this 1,000-pound pen. Boom! See that?
Maybe
shit?
not
That
you.
was
Maybe not
impressive.
you.
That was impressive.
1,000 pounds.
Do you have
1,000 pounds.
cybernetic enhancements?
No, dude. I just fucking do a bunch of reps every day.
Oh, you
Eat
lift,
my broccoli.
man.
Yeah, I'm lifting. I'm lifting, bro.
You lift, bro. I can tell.
Yeah. Look at that shit. Look at that. That's pure muscle right there. Not an ounce of fat on that son of a bitch.
Some bouncy muscle.
Dude,
Some
this
very
is called
flabby muscle.
A lot of people listen. A lot of people don't know
Play
this.
the play-
A lot of people don't know about the jiggly muscle. Jiggly muscle is the strongest muscle of all. Like, pretty much an ounce of fucking of jiggly muscle is worth fucking like 2 pounds.
Would
of
you
hard
call it
muscle.
like flussel?
I would just call it jiggly muscle. You know?
Flussel?
No.
Got some flussel going on.
Look at that jiggle. That's pure muscle, dude. That's pure fucking muscle.
Turkey. Dude, I wouldn't. Dude, I'm not. Dude, that's my least favorite part of being a fat guy. Like, that's the most
for sure.
bothersome part of being a fat guy is that flabby fucking
flabby arm skin. It's horrible.
fucking lunch lady arm shit, man. Oh my
You know
god.
what sucks, TJ?
That's
Even
pure
if you
muscle.
got
What that
thin,
is right there.
TJ, even if you achieve like your goal of like, I am thin, TJ.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna have fucking wings. I'm gonna be able to fly through the air like fucking Rocky the fucking flying squirrel or whatever this. Yeah, Rocky the flying squirrel.
Yeah, just step into one of your folds and like hold it out like a kite, and you just the wind will come.
I am Batman. No?
Dun, 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 dun. TJ's arm flaps flying through Gotham. Dun, dun.
Flat man. Call me Flat Man. You know?
Dude, I just saw him like swooping down on a dude trying to rob an old granny of her purse, and he just like doesn't even land. He just wallops him with a big wad of fat, just like knocks him down. Just flaps away.
Think, flat man, only time. Set out the flap signal.
It's not a good sign.
Hanging down.
It's not a good sign when I'm already broken, like during the opening banter. I want to see this in the worst way, dude. I want TJ to get super skinny and become like a fucking make lemons out of lemonade and
flaps.
take all them flaps and just like make a I want to see him like fucking flying through the air with a GoPro.
My name is TJ and I'm fat, but now I'm skinny. Skinny. I'm saying,
Look at him go.
there goes Fat Man. Called you Fat Man. I'm sorry, TJ. I'm going to say
Flat man. It's Flat Man.
Oh,
Sorry.
shit.
Get it right. Get it right.
Flap Man, dude. Thanks, Flap Man.
I like that choice, TJ, because we're actually going to be talking about toasters at some point in this episode.
Well.
I'll tell you, this is next thing we're going to talk about here. I gotta see on the screen here. You guys know what this is, guys? You guys ever seen one of these before?
Depends on what you're. Oh, the thing on the screen?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure you guys have.
Okay, so I had a great aunt who wasn't even really my aunt. It was like my aunt had married into a family and their great aunt. So anyway, but she had this old fucking house. And it was kind of big and old, and it had like an old fridge in it like this. So this is a refrigerator, right?
You are correct.
Yeah.
It's an earlier model refrigerator. No, it's not the earliest one.
I don't think it looked exactly like this, but I'm pretty sure that's a fridge. It was one of them old latch fridges.
Yes, indeed it was. Not only a latch fridge, also toxic.
Oh yeah, lead lined, right?
Among other things. So with this episode, I want us to go back to the past. I wanted to show people
to play the shitty games that suck ass.
I was thinking it.
Oh my God, I wasn't thinking that, but you know what?
I was thinking it too.
I don't blame you. Hey,
I took a hit instead.
Let's take you back to the past, not to play the shitty games that suck ass, though. That would be fucking fun and awesome as well.
It would also be copyright infringement.
It would also be sued by James Rolfe, rightfully so.
Dude, that would be pretty cool to like get sued by James Rolfe and have to like face him in court.
Hey, bro, I know we have this lawsuit going on, but I love your videos. Just want to say that I love your videos.
I wonder if like they were like, can you identify James Rolfe for the court? We pointed at him if he'd have that like, that like nerd frown that he does on his face. Oh, James Rolfe. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
No,
you're gonna take us back to the past, but not to play the shitty games that suck ass.
Though I wish we could.
That would be cool too.
James Rolfe is waiting in the wings of the lawsuit. He's got his own chicken.
Oh, Scotty, I have a good idea. What if we take people back in time to play the bad games that are crimes? Huh?
Oh, shit.
What if we did that?
If we're talking about crimes, that would work. Well, we're talking about, gentlemen.
We're gonna take you too long ago to play all of the games that blow. Sorry. All right, last one. Sorry.
That's James Rolfe suing her ass, dude.
The cough cast, dude. Everyone's just coughing.
It is.
We're gonna sail to time's distant shore to play the shitty games that are bores. Dude, we got this. We'll just change it up every 5 minutes from food and beverage chairman to they shift it to the bottom of the shift the lawsuit
and they stick it on the bottom of the pile. I know guys been working here for 20 years ain't got their license.
I'm sorry. Okay, we've derailed this episode enough. Let's focus in. It's always one of the problems with these, though. You never know what moods you're gonna get out of your co-host. I'm just mirthful today. I'm sorry. I can get it together. The brave little toaster's not helping.
Oh no, I don't care at all. So we're gonna take you guys back to the past, not to play the shitty games that suck ass. Not to. Just waiting for these guys.
What would you rather?
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fucking drop here with you motherfuckers to come with some additional bullshit. So just pausing for that. The pregnant pause. Okay.
I think
I think it's officially out of their systems. Potentially,
Right.
possibly.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. Just
Is it
go
done?
ahead.
It's
Yeah.
done. You done, TJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Brave Little Toaster. I appreciate that. Every episode.
We're going back to antiquity.
I know it.
You know what you
by
gotta
the
do
time I
with
go to
that?
your
Yeah,
house-
you gotta put that in the refrigerator, right, Scotty?
You gotta put that in the fridge, dude.
It's true. That will
You
keep
want
it
a cold
icy cold.
drink, don't you? Every time I go to TJ's house, he's got a bunch of caffeine free, not caffeine free, but calorie free sodas. Like he'll have Diet
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper and shit. You want
I
to drink that
pretty
shit
much
hot, TJ?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Dude, a
Fuck
lot
that.
of times
Fuck
at
no, you
TJ's
don't.
house, that shit is hot though, because he's already drank all the ones he put in the fridge.
I go through
And
them
so you
super
have to
fast.
go, you have to
Yeah,
go
he
through the
does.
pantry to get the lukewarm one, and then
Ugh. Mm. No, you don't want to do that.
no bueno.
You got it easy, TJ. You ain't got to fucking worry about like, man, this fridge gonna fucking kill me. That's why you're weak. That's why you're fat and fucking weak. That's why the episode began this episode. Oh, it's Flat Man. Look at me. I'm a fat fucking buffoon. I thought I was going to have to do this against you, TJ. I thought you were going to make it difficult, TJ, but you made it fucking easy.
So easy.
You want to derail my episode, TJ? Well, you can't
Yeah.
derail it, bitch, because you are the fucking episode.
Oh
You
shit.
think you think whatever you do is gonna change your fucking fate? It's
I didn't
not
even
gonna,
know.
buddy.
Dude, what a
You didn't
fucking
know.
Shyamalan twist.
You didn't fucking know, TJ. Because obviously, I'm not gonna do this to myself. It's you guys. You guys are fucking weak. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to
wait,
fucking make
Scotty.
you guys grow as people.
I admit
Let me see
it.
what you're. Let me see if I understand what you're saying. You're gonna take us back to days by and by to see all of the ways that we might die. If
That
not,
is true.
If
Yes,
not,
TJ.
if not for the conveniences of modern times and the fucking hand holding, idiot treating fucking culture, me and Paul
Yes.
would be dead. Darwin would have selected us for extinction. That's what you're saying, right?
I think that's clear.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's pretty clear, TJ.
All right, gotcha. Just making sure I
And
understand.
the beginning of this episode is a testament to that. Your immaturity, lack of seriousness, and a very serious subject, TJ. And look at Paul laughing. It's a couple chuckle fucks here. Can't take this shit seriously. That's why, Paul, if you were in the wild with a fucking spear, you'd be fucking, you might spear yourself. Oh, shit.
You're
I'm
right.
sorry, I couldn't get the mammoth, guys. I got myself.
You're right.
You guys would be fucking dead. But lucky for you,
Don't say that.
smart people, smart fucking people with big ass brains, the Scotties of the group, made shit better for y'all. But you know what? There's always speed bumps. How about toxic refrigerators?
I like them.
I mean,
like- you
I
like
would rather mine be non-toxic because I put food in there. You know what I mean?
Well, how about this, guys?
I mean, see, this is why Paul's weak. I'll grant you that Paul's weak. I'll grant you that Paul's weak. But don't say I'm weak, because you know what? I don't care how radioactive that food is. I'll eat it.
How
fucking
am I
eat it.
fucking
Please
weak?
go on camera. Please go on
What's that?
camera.
Go on
Please
camera.
go on camera. Yeah, please
Yeah,
go
put on
camera. Yeah.
put on the camera. Quit hiding yourself
Do
from the
this.
people.
Well, I wanted to slouch. I wanted to slouch down here.
Do this. Do
Hey!
this. I got a little bit. I mean, that's a little bit there. Go ahead and do it. You
You're
You fucking
fucking weak.
I'll exempt you. Do 20 push-ups on camera.
20 push-ups on camera?
Yep.
All right, let me set it up. Give me a second.
Go ahead. I'll give the people
He's
some
gonna
information.
fucking find a video of somebody else doing push-ups, and he's gonna play
No.
it.
It's gonna be TJ, Paul. I have faith in him. He said he
ain't
could do it.
He ain't gonna do no 20 push-ups. TJ can't do no fucking 20 push-ups, dude.
We
They'll
can
be,
try.
maybe they'll be girly push-ups, like with his knees down and shit, dude.
Hey, if
But
he
ain't
wants
gonna
to do
no
that,
push-ups.
the girly one wants to go. What? I'll let him.
I'm really tired. Yeah, look, that looks like. Oh, look, is that TJ's house?
It is
It is. He's setting it up.
here at the fucking cough cast.
All right, I'm gonna put TJ full
All right.
screen here. TJ, come on. We want to see these push-ups, there, soldier.
20 push-ups, TJ, and you're exempt, dude. And my criticism will only be leveled at Paul and the rest of humanity. Then you'll be like, to quote one of your favorite things, TJ. You'll be like a ring bearer. Get special passage out of these lands. Obviously, you can't hear us, but whatever. How much space do you need to do some fucking push-ups?
I know. So he is big as fucking all get out though. He's got to back up all the way. Look at how huge
let's see
he is.
it. All right. We're ready, TJ.
Okay, that was one. Two, maybe 1.5. 1.5. Wow. I'm glad that we waited for all that camera setup just to watch TJ do 1.5 push-ups.
TJ, you know what? I now stand corrected. You are completely pathetic. Dude, you can't do more than 1.5 push-ups. And you want to be exempt from this criticism, TJ, of how you've been weakened by the modern world. And you literally can only lift your body weight 1.5 times.
But you know what I can do, Scotty? You know what I can do?
What can you do?
We're going to take you to yesterday to play the games that suck and are gay.
Gay you can't use as a pejorative anymore.
Stop it,
Canceled.
TJ, stop it.
Scotty, can I be exempted if I can do something that you can't do?
Is he gonna do a stupid little?
Is it a feat of strength thing?
A feat of dexterity, manual dexterity.
Wow.
As long as it's not your like trick where you shift your fingers, then yes.
Oh, gatekeeping my trick. Okay, I see.
Yes.
What if I could remove my finger, Scotty? Whoop! Oh!
Paul's exempt, dude. I'm sorry, dude. He just fucking pulled his finger off.
Holy
TJ.
shit. So for those of you who are just listening on audio, Paul literally just pulled his finger off of his fucking...
Paul. Damn, dude.
Wow.
Holy shit. Okay, well, Paul, this episode's not about you. I mean, I'm not willing to remove my finger just to prove how badass I am.
So apparently I'm the weak one here. I'm the one that needs to be fucking...
TJ, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. We're not here to talk about us, though. Here about to talk about some toxic refrigerators. In use since the early 20th century, early consumer refrigerator designs relied heavily on ether, whatever, ammonia, and other toxic gases to help the cooling process. Sulfur dioxide and methylformate, flammable and corrosive to the eyes, of course, were amongst the worst offenders. Of course, as long as the material is encapsulated, it's in the fridge, it's not a big deal. But should the appliance fail due to eroding pipes, or if your repairman wasn't very careful, the owners could bring in a lungful of it. Even Albert Einstein read about this. And there was actually a story in the news that he read about an entire family dying, inhaling ammonia and sulfur dioxide and other great chemicals in the refrigerator. And he and Leo Szilard teamed up to design a better refrigerator. Before they could change the world, Freon gas became the standard for coolers. Inventor Tom Midgley even demonstrated safety by huffing it in front of an audience during an award ceremony. And unfortunately for us, Freon is horrible for the environment, so...
He kills your pets, too.
Yeah.
It's toxic. It's very toxic to your pets, and if your pets get Freon, then they'll probably die if they lick it up off the ground if you got a leaky radiator, so be careful with your Freon.
But you know what? That guy did inhale it, so safe for you, Paul.
Must be okay, then.
It's okay with me. It's an old school. This is basically what we call an ice box.
Yeah, dude, that's old school stuff there.
This is the precursor. So the original refrigerator was a household appliance that kept food cool using blocks of ice, now called the ice box. These cabinets were popular in the 1800s and early 1900s, of course, until they invented the refrigerator, which is superior. So fuck the ice box. Unless you're going on a trip or something, coolers are still actually used for that purpose, or if you go fishing or something like that.
That's true.
I mean, so they still have a little niche thing, like go on a road trip. I mean, like they still have their place. It's kind of just they became portable. The first modern electrical refrigerator to see widespread use was the General Electric Monitor, which is that big round thing, top refrigerator, introduced in 1927. And refrigerators became common in the U.S. in the 1930s. Obviously, when it first comes out, it's like people don't know what to make of it. It's super expensive. But eventually, I think everyone sees the utility of a fucking fridge. But one of the design features you'll notice with these early fridges, and if we can, I guess you can go back, is if you guys look, and I'll scroll down a little bit, how does it close?
Yeah, they've got like a. I remember when you closed that old fridge, it would just kind of like lock. It would just like click, and then to open it, you had to pull the handle to pull back the little whatever thing, and it would let the door open.
Yeah, it was a metal latch, or mechanical latch rather. And it's like a pretty good design. You don't want your shit because obviously if the refrigerator gets left open,
Waste a bunch of energy, might ruin your food.
yeah, it's no bueno. So you want to make sure it's very firmly shut.
And honestly, like
It can't be open from the inside.
There have been times, I think, in everybody's life where they like are walking by their fridge and they look at it like, holy shit, my fucking fridge is open a crack. How long has that been fucking going on? You know what I mean?
It happens.
Yeah,
It
something
does
might
happen.
get in the way, lodge a little bit. You think it's closed because you just kind of casually close it like normal, walk away, come back fucking 2 hours later, that motherfucker's open a crack. And you're like, God damn. Now your shit's like kind of warm. Wasted a bunch of fucking money on electricity and shit. So, you know, that's why they had these latches. Good shit. Bring back the latch.
Well,
Bring
we're gonna
back
find
the
out
latch.
why weak humans wanted them to be gone soon, TJ.
I mean, I think I fucking already, I know why. I think I've heard
oh,
about
I
this
think
shit.
I think you know why. But well, let's get to it, TJ. All
Yeah,
in good
get
time.
to it. The time
Get
is
to it,
now.
TJ?
Get to it now. Do it. Do it.
Are you insecure, TJ? Are you feeling a little insecure? Is that what the problem here is?
Yeah.
It's okay, TJ.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you, TJ.
I need a hug.
Everyone loves you.
Someone
a
give me a hug. I missed the pre-COVID days.
Ring your bell.
Yeah.
Ring a bell. Ring a
Peyton!
Peyton is here.
Give me a hug, Peyton.
Peyton, I just need someone to tell me that I'm special and that they love me. Of course I'll do that, TJ. I love you.
Come here, Peyton. Am I not the stupidest, ugliest, most worthless person on the planet, Peyton? Oh, no, sire, no! Truly, you are the most resplendent! Oh, Peyton! You flatter me! No, sire. In fact, if anything, I lack the words to describe such magnificence. I wish that I were better learned, or a poet like Homer, that I might accurately describe your resplendence. That's right, Peyton. You may go. You may go. Be on. Bzz. Back to work.
Wow,
yeah. I'm giving you all kinds of ideas.
Dude.
I can't believe you haven't already started using your PA like this, TJ. Like, why have a PA? He comes over and vacuums. Like, what do you have a wife for? Oh, that was misogynistic. Damn.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Paul, you're
Oh.
canceled now. Cancel, Paul.
I'm probably gonna sleep on the couch tonight for that one. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Alert. Paul kidding. Paul kidding.
Paul's just joking, everybody.
I'm about to get divorced on my first day marriage.
It was a short-lived marriage after Paul made stupid comments on his internet show.
Whoops. Oh.
So, TJ, from the 30s up until, the early 40s, but, when obviously World War II kicked off, production and refrigerators had to cease for the war effort. So, killing people is more important than keeping your shit cold.
Absolutely.
But at that time, they started making them again after World War II ended, and old refrigerators were often disposed of. So it's like, yeah, you just get rid of it. You throw it in your yard, you dump it somewhere, whatever. Of course, TJ, we weren't thinking about the children, were we? Because by the mid-1950s, deaths were not uncommon for children in the United States. For example, statistics for the 18 months from January 1954 to June 1956 show that 54 children were died when they got trapped in household refrigerators.
Damn.
Only 39 of them actually died, though, unfortunately. Fortunately. As the issue rose in prominence...
Can I just say, like, fucking Darwin Awards, right? I mean, like, it had to be, like, back in these days, like every once in a while, some dunderheaded little kid had the dumb idea, like, you can't see this thing locks from the outside. Like, how dumb you gotta be, you know what I mean? Like, at some point, you gotta let the fridge kill a kid or two, you know what I mean? Because, like, right now, our fridges can't kill shit. Like, a totally fucking invalid person could, like, headbutt a fridge open now.
Yeah. Like, what if you were in a fight, you know, and you punch the guy, you knock him into your fridge, you close the latch. In this world, that battle's over.
Yeah.
But you know, in the world we live in now, motherfucker's just gonna climb right back out of that fridge. No problem.
Just cover it. He might have some ketchup on him or something, or some some Dijon mustard or some shit.
This could be the difference between victory and defeat in this highly improbable fucking fight scene that could happen.
What if you need to dodge a nuke?
Yeah, like think about would Indiana Jones have survived that nuke?
Nope.
No.
Not in one of our modern fridges. No fucking way.
That door would have flapped open and he would have come fucking tumbling out of there like an irradiated rag doll.
It'd have been cool if the entire movie had just been him stuck in that fridge afterwards, trying to get out.
Screaming help slowly. And like getting delirious.
Yeah, just getting crazy and shit. Then you just see him dead, you know, and then his body rots and then the credits roll. That'd be cool.
Unfortunately, gentlemen.
That would have been a more noble end than he's going to get, I think.
No aliens, you know? I mean, extra-dimensional beings, sorry.
No,
extra dimensional.
Yeah.
After he jumped the fridge, that would have been a fitting end. But guys, all good things have to come to an end.
No.
And,
no.
Look, TJ, the mob, the people of this country started to catch on what was going on.
Damn.
People were they started asking people not to abandon refrigerators and to detach the doors of unused refrigerators. At least one state, Oklahoma, they even passed laws making it a felony, or excuse me, I think it's a misdemeanor to abandon your refrigerator or with a latch in a location where a child might find it.
Well, la-di frickin' da.
And passed laws, guys. And so they even actually did this. Starting in the mid-1950s, volunteers and health inspectors actually would go and search out abandoned refrigerators and try to make them safe and break latches. So, like, even if a kid got in there, they're not going to suffocate. Of course, these efforts were not totally be effective, and children were still dying inside the refrigerators that had not been found and dismantled. What do we do, guys?
Nuke them. Oh, I'm sorry. They're nuke proof. I forgot. Yeah.
I pulled this just from, this is actually from Fallout 4. If you've played the game, this is actually a little side quest. This is Billy, and he gets stuck in a fridge. It has nothing to do with the episode. I just like the fact that it was not my favorite Fallout game, but still,
yeah,
a kid
Fallout
stuck 4
sucked.
It's still a kid stuck in a fridge from 200 years. Congress decided to act, TJ. The people.
Hey, Sky, that picture's too big. Can you make that a little smaller for me?
Can you shrink that down a little bit? I can almost make out.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, yeah, that's better. No, it's truly.
Sorry, I apologize for that, guys. Apologize for that. Congress had to act, TJ. You might even know this law's on the books, but unfortunately it is. The Refrigerator Safety Act in 1956 was a U.S. law that required a change in the way the refrigerator doors stay shut.
Here.
Might as well have been called the Weaken Our Human Stock Act of 1956.
I think it was. Until then, refrigerators could only be opened from an outside latch and were lined with an airtight rubber seal, making it harder for parents to hear the children calling for help. So not only were you stuck in the refrigerator, but it's an airtight seal. So basically no one can hear you. You're in a tomb. You're actually in your own tomb. You climbed into your own coffin.
Sorry,
the new
that's
act
not funny. It's really dark.
Yeah, it's horrible, but it's also true. The new act required manufacturers to make fridge doors open easily from the inside. So most companies switched to the inferior magnetic mechanism that allowed doors to stay closed when you wanted them to, but to open from the inside with a little push.
Weak. Weak.
Dude, you could still fuck somebody up in a modern fridge if you just rolled it, like put them in it and then rolled it over on its door.
And the image here, guys, is they're testing out these new designs. So they're basically locking a kid in a like kind of a mock fridge, or maybe an actual fridge. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing like at least just a test model, and seeing if they can open it from the inside, which I guess the kid could.
I mean, all right. What if the kid couldn't though? Are they just gonna let it die in there? Is that because like?
Well, yeah, of course.
That's the ultimate test.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, like, if they can't escape, because of these insane laws and this government overreach, the number of U.S. and Canadian deaths due to suffocation in refrigerators declined a significant amount in the years following federal legislation. Whatever. A 1985 study of suffocation deaths in the United States showed a sharp decline in the early 1960s, followed by a plateau and gradual decline in the early 80s.
Yeah, somehow I grew up around fridges like this. I know I saw multiples. I think my mom used to have one when I was growing up that latched from the outside. It wasn't like a big one, but I could have gotten in it. But somehow I managed not to. Somehow I managed, even as a kid, to look at it and go like, I don't want to be locked in that fucking thing, so I'm not going to get in there. And thus...
That's why you're here today.
Exactly. That's why I'm here today, doing whatever it is that I'm doing right now. Talking all this stupid bullshit right now.
Sadly, guys, though, even though the number of deaths have declined, the fridges are still fighting back against this epidemic of safety.
Oh, damn.
Just 3 children die from suffocation after getting stuck in a refrigerator in South Africa.
So we just shipped all our shitty ones to South Africa?
3 South African children were found dead by a grandparent after becoming stuck in an abandoned, we talked about in the U.S. in the 50s, people were searching out these things, and here's why. As they played near their home, police said on Saturday. And this article is from about 3 years ago, so this is not current news. Their bodies were found Friday, that's many Fridays ago, in Tamalang, a town in the country's northwest province. Police spokesman Sergeant Kiloboga Molela said 2 of the victims were 4 years old and the other was just 3. So, I mean, the kids are pretty young, it seems like, when they're getting stuck in the
Yeah, how like there were all 3 of them were in the fridge together?
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?
They go into the refrigerator and it looks like the refrigerator locks itself and they suffocated. They were playing outside. And that's how they went into it and died. The 3 of them. 2 were 4 years old, and 1 was 3.
Dude, I think a parent had a hand in this one.
They shoved him in.
Stuff him in.
This one
Stuff
has
him on the
murder.
fridge.
Like, why would 3 children meticulously lock themselves into an abandoned fridge? Like, that doesn't make it. Like, why would 3? There were 3-year-olds and shit. Like,
2 were 4 and 1 was 3.
That doesn't make any fucking sense to me, dude. This was an
they were
insurance fucking plot right here, dude. Too many mouths to feed.
I have to believe that. Oh shit, Paul! I thought I was being dark this episode.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah.
And guys, this happens continuously. This is like, if you actually even if you go to stores like you go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever they have wherever you are, like all those displays for those like freezers and fridges and stuff, like most times, like if a child can climb into it, they have a plastic thing over it, so you can't even, it's impossible, because kids are so dumb that they'll literally climb into these things and die. But in happier news, how about toasters? This is actually the first toaster ever invented here.
Hey, that looks pretty fucking death trappy.
Toasters actually predate sliced bread by upwards of 30 years. Did you guys know that? Yes.
Why would you need to have a fucking toaster if there was no toast to toast the toast on the toaster?
Dude, the way shit is invented, like the can opener was invented after the can was invented. Another example. Figure that one out.
Wait, you mean the can opener was invented before the can was invented?
Yes. Did I say the reverse?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah, the can opener was invented.
How the fuck? Nah.
But why?
Open it after the can.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's
So
a
back in the day, opening a
lie.
can was a bitch, dude. There was no can openers. You had
That's
a
a
can.
low down, dirty lie right there. You pulling my leg right now. I can tell.
I ain't pulling your leg, dude.
Wait, how would they invent a can opener before a can? That don't make no sense.
Look it up, dude. Look it up. Now, obviously not right now. We're doing an episode, but look it up after.
You're a son of a bitch.
But early models, as you guys see here,
Ain't no way.
look very little like the toasters of today. Very little. The bread was not lowered in via a little mini elevator, and users would have to manually turn the bread to toast the other side. That seems like a pain in the ass, personally. I like my toast being toasted both sides at the same fucking time. The first electric toaster, the Eclipse, which you can see here, debuted in 1893. So they've been around for a while. I didn't know the toasters were that old. I thought it was like, from like the fucking 40s or some shit. In addition to having to watch the toast carefully, the coils conducting the heat were actually iron wires that melted easily, creating a fire hazard. So these things
Say
were basically,
what?
yeah, they were fire hazards. They would easily catch fire because the coils would melt. So your that toasty bread you want might also burn down your house.
Well, I want my bread extra toasted though, so I want it to burn down my fucking house. I want to go into the charred remains of my house, and that's
Well, let me
how
tell you
I
something.
take my toast.
Here's what you got to do. You just fill the whole house fucking with bread. Use this thing to burn down the fucking house. Afterwards, you're sorting through just like toast. Like toast as far as the eye could fucking see.
It's
What
so
the fuck,
simple
TJ?
and yet so brilliant.
Mhm.
I've been
Dude,
doing
you're
it
doing
wrong.
some 4D chess, TJ.
What if you just build your house entirely out of fucking bread? Then the whole thing gets fucking toasted. You got
Dude.
yourself a big ass mountain of toast with not a bunch of lumber and shit on top of it, you know?
You want how you get more
Even
stoned
better.
than anyone's ever been stoned ever in their life? Find a field of like weed and you fucking catch that field on fire and you stand there and just breathe it in, dude. And you'll be
Yeah.
higher than anyone has ever been in their life.
Whoa.
Guaranteed, bro. Now you just got to burn a fucking field full of weed, which that'll be shitty. But imagine how stoned you're going to get.
Yeah, man.
I think I did that earlier or something. 'Cause I'm
Let's
pretty
do it.
I'm pretty stoned.
Do it. You burned a strawberry fields forever.
I think I might have done that earlier. I don't know.
All berry fields.
Nothing is real.
Eventually, nickel chromium alloy eventually became the standard heating element. Though early 20th century models were often screwed into light sockets for power. I guess, but you guys didn't know that.
Yeah, this
You
seems
screw it into your light socket, man. The golden days used to be like seat of your pants shit. That just sounds
Also
like
made us tough, Paul. Imagine if you had to make toast, and when you're making that toast, like, dude, I might burn down my fucking house.
dude, I would
making toast.
Hawkeye that shit and not let it happen. Like I would which would defeat the whole point. Because you can toast without a toaster. The whole point of this thing is so you can walk away while your toast is getting toasted.
yeah, not
Why
have to
we're weak,
fucking worry
Paul.
about it.
Why we're weak, though. Because, see,
Not
Paul,
only
back
that,
in the day, you had
the
to give
thing looks
attention
like,
to things.
This thing looks like it could only fucking toast one piece of bread at a time too, which is like totally lame, right?
That's fake news, dude. I could toast probably like 5 pieces of bread at least.
Dude, like
Maybe 10.
they have
Maybe a whole loaf.
toasters. Toasters now they can toast fucking like 8 pieces of fucking bread or more. So fuck this thing.
Do you need to toast 8 pieces of bread at once, TJ?
Maybe you fucking do.
Do you
Yeah.
personally usually? So when you're cooking toast, you're like, I need to make 8 fucking pieces. That's like half a loaf of fucking bread.
I mean, I'm not personally needing 8 pieces, but you know, hey, if I'm cooking for more than one person, maybe there's fucking some company.
I
over
didn't think
it.
you cook shit, TJ. You talk about what a great chef you are, TJ. But I've never been blown away by anything you've ever made. To be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I'll
Be honest,
fucking
TJ.
yeah, whatever. I'll fucking blow your socks off, bitch. Blow your goddamn socks off. Makes you some.
How about
fucking,
some?
I'll make you some fucking toast.
Hey guys, want to get some mesothelioma?
Dude, I wish I had mesothelioma because you watch the commercials on TV,
Yeah, some motherfuckers get paid.
constantly trying to fucking pay people with mesothelioma. That's a fucking lucrative disease.
It's because you like die of it in a year or some shit.
Lucrative year.
Yeah, it would be a big year. You're right.
Yeah, you know, you get so much fucking money, dude. There's so many class action lawsuits against that shit. I want some mesothelioma. You know what's even better than having mesothelioma is having a loved one die of mesothelioma, because then you just get the money and you don't have to die.
Right. Yeah. That is
like,
preferable.
Really what you're going for in America is that fucking, ooh, I hope one of my loved one gets mesothelioma dice. And then if they do, it's like, oh shit, I can sue the manufacturer of this and that and the other thing. Boom.
Well, guys, you know what? You want dry hair quick back in the day? You might have to get a little asbestos to do it. But that made people tougher. Like, look, guys, I understand it's safer to do it this way. But all we've done is make the world a weaker fucking place. And another great example here. Oh, what? These people got mesothelioma? Well, they lived their lives with dry fucking hair. They could have went around with wet hair and been safe. They took a fucking chance.
I think they did the right thing.
The dangers, TJ, of asbestos are well documented. The tiny particles hang in the air, small enough to be inhaled,
you know,
prickly enough for the lungs to have trouble expelling them.
They're trying to make us fucking scared of fucking particles now. I mean, come on. I ain't scared of no fucking little
What's next?
Tiny particle.
What's next?
Germs. You know, like, come on. No one's scared. Oh, I'm a fucking giant 6'6" human being, but I'm gonna be scared of some little fucking microscopic germ. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit.
That's your life, TJ.
Particles. That shit's weak bitch shit. You want me to be scared? Give me a fucking giant spider or some shit.
Those little particles, TJ.
Yeah.
Because you can't get them out of your lungs. It leads to a form of cancer called mesothelioma. Sometimes that develops. A lot of times it does. Not always, but many times it does. And TJ, I have some bad news for you. Yeah. There is thought to be no safe level of exposure to the minerals. And the use of new minerals containing asbestos, insulation, kitchen, tile, home siding was sadly outlawed in 1989. But luckily, a lot of those laws were overturned by a Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in 1991. So asbestos is still there. So, I mean, it's still around you.
I was worried for a second. I was like, hopefully there's still asbestos around, right? And at first I was like, oh no, the fucking courts interceded. These fucking activist judges ruin everything in America. But now you're telling me that some good judges intervened again and got asbestos back on the menu. That's good.
Look, there's some radical judges, TJ.
Look, there's some pussies out there that, they breathe in a little asbestos and all of a sudden, I can't breathe, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. I got some asbestos in my lungs. My lungs have always worked a little better with some asbestos in there. Clears up the fucking lungs.
Yeah, working a little asbestos.
Yeah. You know, back when I used to smoke cigarettes, every once in a while, I'd sprinkle a little asbestos on the cigarette. You know?
I mean, as our friend Kovar told us, smoking makes your lungs tough.
Right. And that asbestos gives it that extra little punch, you know?
So prior to that 1989 outlawing, TJ and Paul,
miscarriage of justice.
One unusual source of contamination was the hairdryer. Manufacturers, including Conair and General Electric, they're always getting up to something, General Electric, produced models that would literally blow the substance directly into the face of the user. Oh, it's bad. Mesothelioma, here I fucking come.
It's basically just
I don't want to breathe. Yeah.
Here's a cancer ray. Love it.
A recall was initiated in 1979, though was largely unsuccessful. Only an estimated 3 million of the 18 million dryers were recovered. Oops. Sorry. Gonna have some mesothelioma for you.
Pretty sure my mom had one of these when I was growing up, and who cares? Who cares?
Can't change the past, Paul. All you can do is look to the shining future, where the herd has been thinned of this weak thing we call humanity.
Hell yeah.
How about this, guys? The Kenmore indoor garage burner. Oh, not garage, garbage burner. Sorry. I should just call it the TJ burner.
Garbage burner? I like it.
The TJ burner here.
Dude, I want one.
Can I nasty ass TJ problem?
Product looks good.
It's indoor.
Indoor fucking garbage burner, dude.
All right. And now, guys, and I'll do this also for someone that's watching this episode as well. If you guys can guess the price of this, and this is a 1952 price, whoever's closer, I will give a special prize to. And anyone, I guess, people in the audience, you know what? Because you can look it up. You can cheat. These two can't. So fuck, scratch that. I'm greedy. But I want you guys to guess how much you'd pay for this wonderful Kenmore indoor.
In 1950s monies.
Yeah, garbage burner.
What year?
How much would you pay for this?
54, you said?
1952. The
52.
garbage burner.
It looks like it. I don't know.
Can you blow up the picture of it?
Sure. Remember, guys, this is you might not want to say a number as high as you might think because you're thinking in 2020 money.
Right. Yeah.
Thinking 50s.
Also, like shit had to be fucking affordable. I don't know. Like I'm gonna go like $300.
Okay.
I'm going to say do I want to go below? I'm going to go a little higher than Paul. I'm going to say $400.
You're both way off. So, Paul, you win the special prize of a Nerd Kung Fu t-shirt. The price is actually $31.50.
Damn.
You guys way overpaid. I wish I could have sold you guys some fucking indoor garbage burners in the 50s. I see you guys. Oh, so what would you pay for this?
I see all this shit that has to
$300 sold.
It has to like hook into vents and like holes have to be cut in your wall and shit. So I
reckon I'd pay my last savings for that.
So here's the description, actually.
Okay.
Dump your food scraps, sweeper dirt and rubbish, anything burnable into this Kenmore garbage burner. Light it and leave. No more trash burning sessions outdoors. No more bother with garbage cans. Heavy gauge steel body has smooth metallic brown baked on enamel finish. Top great. Burner is sturdy. Wrap resistant and cast iron.
Okay.
So this one is going to be tough to figure out how did this one go sideways? That's what I want to know. Like, what did this do that it wasn't intended to do to people's houses? A garbage burner indoors. I wonder what it did, TJ. What could it have done? I'm guessing a couple of things happened. Number one, I'm guessing a lot of people got burned on these, including children, because I'm assuming that it's probably hot on the outside.
Yeah, but, I'm sure it probably heated up the house tremendously.
And then I'm assuming that a probably smaller number of them just probably burned the fucking house down when the chimney got clogged or whatever, and it exploded.
Probably
or whatever
filled the room with fucking smoke a lot of times too, like that little pipe.
I mean,
or something.
It's just such a terrible idea.
I mean, like a million and one. I mean, so many things could go wrong with this fucking product. So.
Yeah, I mean, then so what happened with these things is, of course, if it's not installed properly, you can have fucking smoke leaking into your house. And if anyone's ever had like a little fire in their house or just burn some on the stove, like you burn the bacon, you know how bad that can be. Number two, of course, it's a fire hazard. These things were always not properly installed in homes. People would buy them from a fucking catalog, try to put it in. If they get something wrong, they burn the fucking house down. I mean, all for just a tiny bit of convenience that you're just increasing everything possibility of house fires.
I mean, it's just
smoke inhalation.
It's about the most meaningless convenience possible because it's like literally the difference between like I'll burn it in my house or like I will go outside and burn it. I guess if you're like in a horrible climate where it's miserable to be outside, then maybe you fucking see more appeal in this. But I don't know. Seems like it's not really worth it.
Convenience, TJ.
Probably why it hasn't existed for a while.
You guys will like this one. The Mangler.
Make it bigger.
That's a washing machine right there.
Ah, boy. That be no washing machine, Polly. That be the Mangler.
The Mangler?
So, early laundry appliances, like most other shit, were not very fucking safe.
Shit.
And actually, we can relate this to one of your guys' favorite authors. When Stephen King was a boy, his mother operated a speed ironer that her coworkers had dubbed the Mangler, a sinister piece of equipment that would later inspire a short story of the same name.
Prior to the movie in '95.
prior to the advent of the spin cycle, which if you ever washed your clothes, clothes washers squeezed out excess wash water using a wringer, a giant set of rolling pins exerting 800 pounds of pressure that ingested the fabric and anything else that happened to get in the way. I guess you guys know what got in the way.
A little bit, some hands, little fingers, some hair from your head.
Yeah, anything that gets caught in there is about to undergo 800 pounds of pressure. Hope it don't hurt too bad.
Oof.
And of course, these were automatic at this point. You know, we're talking about a 50s model. Like, so it's not like you're doing this by hand where you can go, oops, let me just back up. It's going through. Anyone trapped often had to try and pull the power cord out of the socket, as an on-off switch at that time were not yet commonplace. So the only way to kill power is you have to unplug it. Can't just
so you
switch
just
it
plug
off.
it in and it just runs continuously until you unplug it.
Awesome.
That just seems that's a great design feature. You know what I mean?
That fucking sucks dick, dude. Think about if anything was like that today, where you had to like fucking literally unplug it just to turn it the fuck off.
But you know what, TJ? Women back then was tougher.
Yeah, tougher.
Your wife is washing your dirty, nasty drawers, TJ, and she knows her life is on the fucking line.
She knows every time.
If she doesn't,
I could
if her
die.
attention
This
isn't
could
there,
kill me.
TJ, if her attention is not 100% on washing your nasty ass underwear,
if her attention
lose a
lapses
finger.
for even a second, dead, or at least crushed hand or something.
ah!
Yeah.
TJ, look, if you have the fear of death, you don't have time to think about freedom and moving
By the
away
way,
from the world of men.
The
and being
Mangler is
dominated by them.
The Mangler, by the way, is a pretty fucking ableist film. Because like one of the premises of the movie is that anybody who's like missing a part of their like body, be it like a finger or anything like that, is just like evil by nature. Like everyone who has a missing stuff is just bad. Like at the end of the movie, like the guy goes in to like, you know, talk to the girl of the movie and shit, and she's like missing some fingers from like the accident. He's like, nope, not fucking with that no more, and just leaves. And it's like, yeah, that's the right call. And then the credits roll. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's like social commentary, because that really is how people that are missing things are treated. Not like necessarily evil.
Well,
but
the movie seems to like say like that's how it should be. I don't know. Maybe
the fuck, man?
Maybe I'm missing some subtext, but I don't know. It's like fucking. It's been a while.
You know what?
Filmmaker
TJ?
wasn't a fan of stumps, I guess.
I guess not.
Look, TJ, whoever made that film must have seen this episode, because they know, like, look, they're weak. Look, that woman, she lost those fingers. She's weak. I can't be with her. How am I supposed to reproduce with her now?
How am I supposed to get a hand job if my woman has no fingers?
Yeah, I can't get a thumb job, can I, TJ? Huh?
You get a stump
fuck
hump.
a stump hump.
Yeah.
A stump hump?
Yeah.
Man,
It's not the worst thing that happened, y'all.
You know what's
Fingers
happening.
were lost to exposed gears.
What you're thinking is correct.
In one incident, TJ, a young girl's braid became trapped, scalping her.
Yeah, that's not good. Did she die?
I don't think she died, but she was scalped.
Dude, that's somebody quote that. That
I don't think she died, but she was.
I don't think that she died, but
video.
she was scalped.
Dude, we need to start thumbnailing our videos with like random quotes. Like just show Scotty's face in the corner of the thumbnail and just that quote, and people are just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
and you get clicks. That's how you get clicks.
Oh,
I don't think she died,
you guys will like this
but
even
she
better,
was
though.
scalped.
People were stubborn about these things going away and falling out of popularity. Ringer washers remained inexplicably popular for years, surviving the introduction of automated machines. So even when someone could...
Here's what I'm going to assume. Can I make an assumption? They probably worked better. They probably just worked better. Faster, dry it out quicker. At least for a time.
It probably was for a lot of people just like, you know what? Well, also there's force of habit. It's if you grew up doing something a certain way and you never had a problem with it, or you lost a finger, but you're like, you know what? I was fucking thinking about playing with my nutsack, so, you know, I deserve that.
I mean, let me ask you, like, be honest here. Like, if you have a need of a product, like, I don't know, whatever it might be, Like Paul smokes cigarettes, so he knows what the fuck. He's willing to risk death for a fucking product.
Yeah,
You know, like
What?
you gotta
Wait
gotta
a minute,
fucking-
mister. I've
What?
been fucking quit smoking for 6 months. You're going to use me as the
What?
object of all
Well,
of your fucking smoking
I don't-
critique now? You
I don't
piece of
smoke,
shit.
so I'm not
I didn't treat
critiquing.
you that way back when I was a
I'm not-
fucking vaping
Hey,
fool
I
and you were
never-
the smoker.
I never critique nothing.
You,
So I'm just
dude, I
saying-
know a fucking sidelong
just saying.
critique when I hear
No,
one.
no. So here's what I'm saying.
No,
We're willing to risk our lives for a good product. So like if you got two products and one does the job a little bit worse, but it's safer, are you really going to choose that? You know, fuck safety. You want something that works well. So I understand why
I
this
would
thing stuck around.
presume I would make that decision based on how dangerous I felt. Like for example,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I posted a couple pictures of it. I've got like a burn barrel here at the bunker.
Yeah.
And it's made from the tub of an old washing machine. And it's a great little like fire pit. Somebody put legs on it, and I throw my logs off in there, and it actually fucking works great. But if I had kids, I probably wouldn't have one of those. You know what I mean? Because like it's just like if you were dumb enough while the fire was going to walk up and touch that thing, you're going to end up with a fucking horrifying scar or worse. So, you know what I mean? Oh my God.
Get a momentary little
I pulled my fucking hair down, and I figured like, oh, I've probably gone through it enough for it to not look like a weird Afghani rug on my head. Nope. It's just what it's gonna do. Whatever.
You guys will like this. A 1964 report in the American Journal of Public Health estimated over 17 million households owned one and expressed concern over repeated crushing injuries. One fatality was mentioned, so someone did get killed by one of these fucking things.
Yeah.
A really stupid somebody. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't
like,
know how. Did some dude stick his dick in and just hope for the best or something?
Probably.
Was he like, oh, God, I want to be crushed? Oh, just crush my...
Ah!
Oh, no!
What part?
That's probably exactly what it was.
I'm going to stick my nuts in the fucking... Ah! I don't know. Doesn't
Dude,
make
if there's
sense.
ever a slot, a dude somewhere is going to try and put his cock in it. That's a constant. I guarantee you some dude has toasted his dick too.
Let's see what happens. I put my dick in the toaster. Oh, well, my dick's destroyed. Okay, well, now I know.
My dick's on fire now. Well, who knew?
Wait, you know what, guys? You can still get ringers today. You can still buy them.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Did they still exert 8,000 pounds of force or whatever the fuck?
I'm sure they do. They wouldn't be any fucking good.
Jesus.
So, Paul, if you ever want to try that out,
Dude, maybe I'll get one.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's how I'll die.
Now, guys, I think, it's one thing to say people in the show are weak. I mean, not Paul, obviously, he pulled his finger off, but
I did
I mean,
pull my finger off.
As adults, though, we can take some pride. Like, look, I know that I'm less adapted than my fucking ancestors to survive this world, but you know what? These little dumbass kids that you see walking up down the streets, not wearing a mask, probably coughing on you, probably giving you fucking COVID, giving you, if not COVID, some other fucking horrible disease. They're spoiled today. They got fucking smartphones. They got Xbox. They got wall-mounted fucking TVs. They got gigabit in fucking internet. They got everything at their fucking fingertips.
Them fucking goddamn punk
Fucking
ass little
spoiled
pieces of
ass
shit.
fucking Zoomers don't know shit.
Fucking piece of shit, motherfuckers.
Disgusts me.
It's sick.
Want to see how kids used to play, TJ?
Yeah.
Back when society was on the right fucking path.
Back before this fucking namby-pamby bullshit.
We don't have to read the article, because why the fuck would we? Real
Just
men
looking
don't
at-
read. We're gonna look at this
Reading.
shit.
Reading's for the
This is how
losers.
kids used to slide back in the day.
The hell?
Just lean, build a platform, get a piece of wood, get the right angle, and have fun.
Why not?
I'm sure that there was no problem with like splinters or nothing. It's all
Who
good.
cares?
Yeah.
You get a splinter, you pull it out, and you go down the slide again. I mean, it's such a bitch.
Yeah. Look, that kid in the photo climbing up, that's like his 10th time on the slide, dude. He's like getting ready. He's like, I'm going down that fucking thing.
He's got an
again.
ass full of splinters. He don't give a fuck.
Look at this, guys. Real fucking swings here.
Yeah, you could climb up there and fall down if you were dumb, or hang yourself or whatever if you're dumb. But if you only climbed high as you could, like, make sure you held on, then you were fine. Once again, not trusting kids. You got to have safe and sane. It's like, what? No. The rope climb,
you
dude.
Look right there. Look at that. There's a fucking adult supervising. They're looking like, hey, these kids are having fun.
I had to do
we
the
tried to
rope
just
climb
get
when I was a kid.
Look at this here. Climbing a ladder. Oh, we can't do this now. These kids can't climb fucking 20 feet into the air. I mean, come on. And then slide down. That's fun.
Wussy.
Look at this. Now, this looks like some fucking fun, guys. Look, you get the slide down, no safety railing. These kids are, you see any kids crying?
No.
Nah, man, they're fine, dude. The kids are fine. Look at them. They're good.
How about this one here?
One of them. Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
kid
kid
falls off, busts his fucking head. I mean, you know, it's like, whatever. What are you going to do? It's natural selection at work.
This is how playgrounds used to be, guys.
Dude,
like,
I know, dude. Not exactly to this extreme, but even like back when I was a kid, I remember playgrounds had shit on them that like you don't see on playgrounds anymore.
Dude, remember the old like playlands and shit? Dude, I remember that as a kid. Playlands were fucking cool. You could climb all the way up the slide. You can climb on the outside. Kids would jump over the little bullshit safety thing. They'd climb all the way on the like on the outside of the slide to the top of the playland. That was like normal shit.
Dude, in my town, there used to be a slide. It had to be like 30 feet up. And it was like a rocket ship built out of pipes. And there was a ladder on the inside of it that you climbed up and you slid out of the top of it.
Oh, that's cool.
And we would climb all the way up the outside of this fucking thing to get on the slide, all up the inside. It was crazy. Like at my school, there were all these domed structures that you could hang from that were at least twice as tall as we were. You know what I mean? That were just like death traps basically waiting to happen. We're all over that
Toughened
shit.
you up, Paul. Paul,
I'm telling
you up.
Tough as a coffin nail. Look at me. Healthy as a fucking
You had more of
horse.
it. If only they had done more, Paul. If only your parents had dropped you off at this place like these parents did in 1912. Get outside and get some fresh air, Paulie. It's only a 20-foot drop. It's only 20 feet, guys. It's not even that. Look, guys, look. That looks like a soft landing.
As sand. Look at there's sand down there. Kids gonna be fine.
Look at that kid. He's climbing up 20 feet. I mean, no big deal.
Oh, dude, look. Yeah, they would hook their legs on the outside of the pipes and slide down. Required
Super
a little
easy.
skill.
Yeah, sliding poles. Yeah, if you fall, I mean, whatever. You might get hurt, but it's unlikely. Look, that kid's having a good time.
If you're stupid, you get hurt.
And look at this. There's a fucking line of kids. There's a fucking huge line. They're like, do they have like a line monitor? Yeah, there's literally someone monitoring the line because so many kids want to go down this fucking slide thing.
I don't remember no slide being that fucking popular at my school.
Well, that's because you grew up fucking soft, TJ.
I know, right? Because the slides we had were fucking dog shit compared to these.
I want to
They're all
fucking
safe
breeze
and
through this. I
lame.
mean, look. All these kids having a good time.
Because they didn't have that goddamn Nintendos and their Pokemans and all that nonsense.
How kids used to swing. See anyone dying? Look at these swing. Damn it. Now this is a real fucking
Oh my
swing.
god, dude. That fucking swing is crazy. The fuck?
That swing is actually two kids stand opposite, basically like facing each other, then just get the momentum and then just get launched. That's how that swing works.
They're like fucking, I don't even know, like 20 feet in the air or some shit.
Yeah, and they're coming close to those steel bars, but they're
Dude,
fine.
we used to have help. That was something that hung around for a long time, like the high swing shit. We didn't have the whole platform thing, but like There used to be some like swings where you got going, you were going fucking high, dude.
Oh yeah, I jumped off one of those one time. I mean, not super high up, but like I was pretty high up when I jumped. I fucking landed bad because I fucking like it's like I'm gonna do the jump because there was like some kids at my school that did that like shit where they would get swing up super high and they jump off.
Well, I'll tell you what we had to
like
do,
land
man.
into like a roll or something, and it was like, yeah, wow, and everyone's like, damn, that's cool. I'm like, maybe I can do that. So I fucking tried that shit. As soon as I let go of that swing, I was like, oh fuck, ah! You know, lost my nerve completely. Fucking slammed into the ground, just like boom.
I was definitely one of the kids that was trying to jump off the top of like.
And
I
I
was
could
like,
not. I was like, I'm not built for that. That's not my thing.
How that shit changes as a kid, you'll do that shit. You'll be like, I'm gonna try to flip the swing and stuff. Do you remember that? Dude, I remember our dad's house. They had a fucking like one of those chain swings. You remember that shit, TJ?
Yeah.
They had like facing the river, and like we would try to get up beside. We were trying, like, Paul, like we literally had one of those swings, like, and we would get it basically parallel with the actual structure supporting it. And it's a fucking goddamn chain.
Yeah, you used to be able to get super fucking high, and you like, dude, if you fell off up there, you were fucked. But you only fell off if you were really dumb.
Let's see here.
Merry-go-rounds.
This looks fun,
dude. Oh, I told you guys about that fucking thing my dad built, didn't I?
What?
My dad built a teeter-totter merry-go-round combo. So it was a 4-way. It was two bars like this, and then 2 bars like made an X basically, and there was a seat at the end of each one. So you could put 2 people on it, and if one jumped, you know, you could teeter-totter it, right? If you had 4 people on it, it was like a bucking bronco teeter-totter thing that you had to get like your rhythm with, and it spun. So you could have people sitting on it, and then somebody else would push it and get going like, whoa. My dad had that for us. He built one of those for us and then had to tear it down because a little girl almost got fucking killed by it.
This is kind of what you're talking about.
She was pushing 2 fucking she was pushing me and my sister on alternate sides of the fucking 4-way teeter-totter thing, because you could do that as long as the weight was relatively balanced on both sides. She was pushing, she tripped, and then poked her head up, and the fucking seat, which was just like a wood bench seat, clocked her.
Oh man.
So that
Paul,
little contraption came down.
It's too bad because we're just trying to keep the world strong. But yet again, weakness wins out. Sad. And this just goes on, just showing how we used to be. Yeah, hang on for dear life.
It's like a maypole, right?
This
I don't know
is
what the fuck that is. Spinner?
A spinner.
Oh. Cool.
They used to launch kids. I mean, like, we see
fun.
it again and again. Yeah, a giant stride for playgrounds. It was indeed. The children love to play and exercise on the jungle gym. See, Paul, kids were even a lot.
I had shit like
obesity
that at
problem
my
then.
school for sure. Like the weird fucking like jungle gym structures. Yeah. Maybe not that tall, but like they were, like that.
Look at this shit.
Damn. Is that like a
the
human
older kids
tower?
are on top. Yeah, older kids are on top of the jungle gym. Younger ones at the bottom. So I mean, look, it took care of itself. Ah, now this looks fun here.
Oh, dude, the barrel of fun. Hell yeah, you can do it. You can run on it. You can spin on it. You can flip over it, flip under it.
Barrel of fun.
Dude, I want the barrel of fun. Where do I pick up one of these fine products?
I'm going to put one in my backyard.
Oh, dude, please film yourself using it for the first time.
Oh, yes, of course.
Just for posterity, if nothing else.
The trapeze bar.
Looks great.
The climbing pole.
What exactly were they trying to train these kids to fucking do?
Invade countries.
Yeah, basically. It's like we're going to create a race of super soldiers.
How about this one? Whirl over swings.
Oh, I've seen these things.
What the fuck?
It's like
That looks insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking insane. I don't even understand what's going on there.
It's two kids. Like you get it going, and it flips like a Ferris wheel, goes around like this, and the kids on top flip around to the bottom, and the kids on bottom flip back up to the top.
What the hell? Okay, dope.
And it keeps going like that. Like you keep the momentum going.
It's basically a little tiny amusement park ride.
It's like a Cirque du Soleil stunt prop, basically, but on a playground.
All right, gotcha.
Well, what's what it says about them? Whirl over swings.
It says safety is one of the fucking top features of it. So
made in Chickasaw, Oklahoma, TJ, and in use all over the United States and in England. Wherever the whirl over swing is installed in the playground, that's the most popular spot on the playground, or in the playground, excuse me. Safety is one of its best features. No chance for a child to fall from the seat.
I mean, obviously, look how safe it is.
The use of the whirl over swing is a very healthful and invigorating for children. That's all you need to know, TJ. It's invigorating for children.
Looks pretty dope to me, personally.
How about this? Rocking out.
Yeah, that's like that fucking pirate ship ride at the amusement park.
Yet again, no dangers here. The point is, gentlemen, and we'll move on from here. Kids are weak. Kids are soft. Kids used to do shit like this. Be catapulted in the air. Risk life and limb every day. Just for a little recreation and leisure. Now, what do kids do? Set glued to smartphones, safe in their homes, with parental supervision. What a sad time we live in. Well, how about we go back in time, gentlemen?
Thought we already did. Going back farther?
What do you mean, Paul? We're going back even further, Paul.
Oh my God, no.
Now, I know what you guys are going to think. We're going to hear TJ and Paul. Guys, my internet went out. I can hear TJ. The McDonald's ice cream machine is broken again. It's broken.
They should all be killed.
Stop fucking whining, TJ. Stop it.
Why? I like whining.
Because if you were born just a few hundred years ago, TJ, in the grand scheme of things, not very long, you'd probably be living a very different life.
Yeah, I'd be king.
Oh, you'd be king.
Yep.
Maybe you would be, TJ. Maybe you would be. It's hard to say.
I mean, for sure. Totally. 100%.
How about, TJ, the life of the pleb, the life of the peasant, the serf?
No thanks.
What was that like, TJ? Well, not that if we go by the law of averages, TJ, it's
what that was like is none of my concern, because I'd have been a fucking king.
That's why you're weak, TJ.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Scotty.
Lumpy is the head that wears the crown, because most kings were inbred.
My head is not lumpy. Don't say that.
You'd have a big lumpy Habsburg head.
No! I don't have that. That's a lie.
So, how'd you guys spend your childhoods? Paul and TJ, you went to school, right? You had pretty normal American childhoods. You got to play a lot. Enjoyed a fair amount of leisure time. Would you say that's accurate?
I'd say that's reasonably accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, is that an accurate way to describe it? Yeah, your upbringing. What about the life of the little pleb child, of the little serf, which you guys would have grown up as more than likely?
Look like they're fucking off in this picture up here.
Yeah, it looks merry, doesn't it? Yeah,
everyone's
dancing around. Yeah, look at that. Life of ease.
For most children growing up in medieval England, the first year of life was often the most dangerous, with many as 50% of children succumbing to fatal illness during that year.
Yeah.
So right off the top, you got two kids, take one, dead. Fucking dead. It wasn't bad enough. About 20% of women died in childbirth. So maybe you get the kid. Oh, I got my kid's going to live. Yep, lost your wife. Got to find another one. That could be expensive.
Sometimes you lose both. It's like,
Yeah,
wife's dead, kid's
Damn.
dead. Fuck.
Don't
waste of time.
You rolled snake eyes at that point. It's like, Jesus.
I know. You're just like, goddamn.
Well, what are you going to
Can't
do?
catch a fucking break. Everybody's dead. Just wasted years of my life and all my resources trying to keep the motherfuckers alive, and they're all dead.
But for the sake of what we're doing here, guys, you guys make it. Somehow, inexplicably, little baby peasant Paul and little baby peasant TJ somehow make it. I don't know fucking how. I don't know why.
I don't think so. I'd be fucking dead.
But, nah,
Dead.
you made it. You made it, TJ.
All right.
Congratulations.
I make it. Somehow I make it.
So during the first year of life, TJ, children were cared for and nursed either by parents, if the family belonged to the peasant class, or if you're little well off, a little bit doing a little bit better in life, you had a wet nurse.
Dope.
So, but unfortunately for you, TJ, you do not have a wet nurse.
Dude, I want a wet nurse now.
Your lives, unfortunately, gentlemen,
Nurse.
your lives would have been a dry nurse.
Baby,
Paul.
it's so dry.
Oh God,
Damn
baby, give me that sweet nothing.
That fucking, I imagine like powdered milk coming out. I'm like, I don't like it.
Get out of here.
That'd be crazy.
Don't knock it till you've suckled, CJ.
No,
Just
I'm not gonna tell
Big
you
old
about
cloud of, I don't know about that, man.
a cloud of dust.
Yeah, I don't like it. Mummy dust tits. I don't need that shit.
I think you're into it personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little. Fuck.
Huh?
Think about it. Let me roll it around in my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta get back to you on that. But your lives, TJ and Paul, would have been very different than they were growing up in the 80s and early 90s. Well, you guys would have liked the first part of this. You wouldn't have had to go to school. No school to worry about. So that's a positive, right?
Fuck school. Hell yeah.
Yeah, no school.
School
I think you
sucked.
guys-
I remember thinking school sucked when I was a kid. So yeah, I would probably thought that was pretty dope.
You know, the
Yeah.
fucked up thing about it too is that when you're a parent, you're basically compelled to ask the kids, like, do you like school? And they always go, yes. And you really know in their minds, it's like, no. Like, I hate this place. Because you remember when you were a kid being asked the same shit. It's like, do you like school? And until you get old enough to realize, like, fuck that. I'm not going to lie and say I like school. Like, yeah, I like school.
School is fun. I enjoy school.
But one of those weird kids that actually did like school, which now someone will comment and be like, I actually enjoy school. And fuck
Them
you.
kids make me mad.
Unfortunately, guys, as soon as possible, and we mean as soon as possible, children join their parents working on the land. That sounds great. Some fresh air, some hard labor. Of course, they couldn't do any major physical work, but they could clear stones off the land, which, could damage farming tools,
Well, let me
That's
ask you
useful.
this. What if your parents weren't peasants? What if they were like highway robbers or something? Do you get to start slitting throats when you're like 3 years old?
I assume so.
So, yeah,
If
that
you're a
sounds cool.
highwayman, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty
maybe.
dope.
I mean, you probably would
hoping-
learn a trade. Yeah, I would think
Yeah,
that makes sense.
and like, hey,
What
you know,
if
just
they're-
'cause
what
they're
if- what if your
doesn't mean
parents
they're
are-
farmers,
What if your parents are prostitutes though?
Well, then
Ooh.
you're not gonna have a good time.
Then you live the life of TJ, the life of the catamite.
What the fuck is a catamite?
I've explained this to you before.
I don't want it. I'm looking it up.
Just look it up.
Yes, son of a bitch.
TJ doesn't
No,
like being
no,
labeled.
no. Don't label me nothing, man. Fucking goddamn piece of shit.
TJ, why don't you read the definition?
A boy who has a sexual relationship with a man. A boy kept for unnatural purposes. How the fuck I'm gonna be a goddamn catamite? Fuck you, Scotty, you son of a bitch.
You get the life of a catamite.
You're gonna be
TJ.
a fucking castrati.
Yeah.
What if
better
you're-
than being a catamite?
What if your parents were superheroes?
Oh,
And you gotta fight crime. I mean, there was no superheroes back then. You know, that wasn't invented until our century, right?
because King Arthur
That's
was a
gotta have been.
superhero,
I guess that's kind of true.
and Merlin and all the fucking knights of the Round Table and all that shit, like Sir Gawain the Green Knight, and like, you know what I mean? There's all.
Yeah.
the,
Well, I didn't research how those people were living, Paul. Because they're probably living well. I mean, look, you're the
What do you
king.
mean there was no superheroes, man? What was Beowulf?
Hell yeah. All right. Could you buy an action figure of Beowulf though?
I
I'm sure
bet
you
there was
could.
carvings of him and shit.
Okay, fair enough then. I'll go with that. Then.
The little peasant, Paul and TJ, would also be used to chase away birds during the time when seeds were sown. So when they're planting the crops,
that doesn't sound too bad.
Like,
yeah, I mean, like chasing birds don't seem too fucking.
Dude, I
bad.
could chase a bird pretty well.
Yeah, unfortunately for you guys, you could only look forward to a life of great hardship. The lifestyle you would lead would be extremely hard and harsh. More than likely, you would have worked as farmers in fields owned by, of course, the lords that own the land. And their lives were controlled by the farming year. So you're basically a subsistence farmer. You've got a farm for not only the Lord and the church and the land, but for yourself as well. Because, of course, if you don't have any, if you don't basically grow your own food, sorry, there's no store for you to go to. You just die or starve. Certain jobs had to be, of course, done at certain times of year. Like, obviously, you got to plant crops at a certain time. You have to harvest the crops at a certain time. Their lives were harsh, but there were a few rebellions due to a harsh system of law and order. So you're thinking about rebelling, guys. You know, you guys come in, your back is sore. Oh, man, I'm tired of this fucking raw deal I've been getting. Tired of fucking doing shit like this. Tired of... I skipped that image. But yeah, tired of having to fucking plow the fields. Look at this. That'd be you guys. Let's plow the fields.
It looks like the horse is doing most of that work.
Yeah.
Walk around.
So
Dude, I can walk back and forth behind a horse.
I think these peasants, a lot of times, man, these peasants, they trump up this peasant shit, you know? Like,
look at that other one. He's just shit. That other one's just taking a leisurely stroll through the field and he's throwing seeds.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, my arm.
Oh, woe is me. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, how am I ever going to survive all this seed throwing?
You hide all the good food in your little secret bunker. Give the state its pittance and be like, poor crop this year, my lord. You know?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it was great, guys.
It's fucking not too bad. It's not too bad.
Of course, you being a peasant, TJ, you would have to swear an oath to the local lord, an oath of obedience, of course, on the most holy book, the Bible.
I mean, can you imagine if they made us like do that now, where you like had to like put your hand on your heart and like swear allegiance to something you really didn't give a shit about or even understand? Like, what fucking primitive? I mean, that is pretty fucked up. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad we don't have anything like that here in this country or any other. You know, it's cool.
So TJ,
yeah.
Here's a quote on the life of a peasant.
Okay.
By Jean Froissart.
Now, is he a peasant himself?
This is an historian, TJ.
Okay.
I'm sure you don't know what that is.
So he has no first-hand experience of peasant life. He's just guessing. Gotcha.
Actually, I'm correct. I'm actually to be correct that he is a historian, but this actually was written in 1395. So my apologies. This actually was first-hand experience. Sorry, TJ. I just had to lay that trap for you.
Go ahead.
It is the custom in England, as with other countries, for the nobility to have great power over the common people, who are serfs. Yeah. This means they are bound by law and custom to plow the fields of their masters, harvest the corn, gather it into barns, and thresh and winnow the grain. They must also mow and carry home the hay, cut and collect wood, and perform all manners of tasks of this kind.
Dude, can you imagine that shit? Like having to like work your fucking fingers to the bone just to like make rich people richer. It's like, I'm so glad we don't have that system.
It's been done away with. Yes. That's why you're weak,
like,
TJ.
Done. Yeah.
But TJ, there's a difference. Back then, the peasant and the pleb knew its place. They knew, TJ.
That's why they needed that harsh. That's why they needed that harsh system of like rebellion suppression, because everyone was just like, yeah, this is cool. I accept it.
Dude.
Back then, TJ, we were stronger. We were tougher. The humans that did make it, TJ, they did not turn into coal. They turned into that diamond, TJ.
I don't know, man. These two dudes up here look like they're in dresses throwing seeds around and following horses around all day.
Seeds.
I don't see how they're any fucking harder than me.
Hey, you know what? Maybe sometimes that dude steps in a big old thing of horse shit, though.
Oh, well, whoopsie daisy. Whatever shall I do but scrape off my shoe?
Oh, no, there's a shit protector, dude. Look at this picture. He's got a shit protector. He's good.
Yeah, you're right. There is a shit protector.
So, guys, maybe in your opinion, it's not all that bad.
Yeah. That's good.
Unfortunately, as you guys are plebs.
I ain't no damn pleb. I'm the king.
As you are a pleb, TJ.
All this shit's happening for me. I'm just
There's
sitting
certain
on a throne
things.
somewhere.
There's certain things, TJ,
Uh-huh.
required of you.
I don't want it. Like what? What I gotta do?
Oh, TJ,
I ain't gonna do it. Make it bigger. I can't barely see it.
Can barely see it, TJ.
Yeah. Make it bigger.
You can barely see it, TJ.
Huge. Fill
Barely
the
see it,
screen with
TJ.
it. Yeah. Okay, now I can see it.
TJ.
Yeah, I see it now.
You see it now, TJ.
No, make it bigger again. No.
See it now.
You're taking it
How
away.
about now?
Bring it close. Close.
How about there, TJ?
That's good. What's going on? It's like the fucking letter room or something. What the fuck is this?
Pay your taxes, TJ.
Oh man, I gotta pay taxes too.
Pay your taxes to your dread lord, TJ.
This is horrible.
You fat swine! I command you to speak, peasant. Where is your Coke Zero tax?
Hey, this is Diet Dr. Pepper.
Coke Zero, no! How dare you speak to me, you impertinent whelp?
Sorry. Yes, the tax.
On
yes.
the 5th day of every month, TJ, you are to bring me a bushel of Coke Zero. Have you done so?
The Coke Zero harvest is most ungood, my lord.
Then I banish you from my lands, TJ. You shall live in squalor. You'll be penniless and beg, like the catamite you are. Guys, if you think you get away with not paying taxes back in the day, like they bet you they lied on their taxes, they cheated on their taxes as much as they could, it was pretty much impossible to do so. The one thing that the peasant had to do in medieval England was to pay out money in taxes or rent. He had to pay rent for his land to his lord. Too bad. So, a landlord.
So, let me get this straight. They had to do all this work just to keep the rich upper class sustained and keep the mere pittance for themselves. And they were brutally policed so they couldn't revolt against the system. And they had to pay an exorbitant tax once again to maintain the wealthy above them. This society sounds horrible, and I'm glad that it in no way bears even a slight resemblance to our own.
It'd be much tougher if it was. Yes, of course, TJ is. No, they had to pay their landlord.
Yeah, we'd be living. We'd be tough.
Their tithes. And the tithes, TJ. The church also had to get their cut.
At least we cut out the church. At least that's no longer mandatory. I mean, the church still gets its cut, but no longer have to.
And of course, the tax system was a lot easier back then. So when they tithe, this was a tax on all farm produce during the year. So all the things they had grown, the church got 10% off the top. It's like, look, anything you grow, we get 10%.
That's fair.
Yeah, of course. Well, this may not seem like a lot, but unfortunately it could make or break a peasant's family. A peasant could pay in cash or in kind, seeds and equipment. Either way, tithes, of course, were a deeply unpopular tax. The church collected so much produce from this tax that had to be stored in huge tithe barns. Seems fair to me. And actually, some of these barns can still be seen today. I actually did not pull a picture of one, but maybe our editor would be so kind to do that.
Yeah, editor, put that shit in. Fucking editor, you lazy bastard. Get that shit in there.
And of course, guys, like this too. Peasants also had to work for free on church land. Of course.
Man, theocracy is cool. I love it.
And of course, this was highly inconvenient, as this time could have been used by the peasant to work on their own land. Their own, actually sustaining themselves.
I can't think of any situations where peasants are forced to work for nothing anymore. So at least we've gotten rid of that. There's no system by which people are forced to live in a certain area and do a bunch of work that benefits them not one bit. I can't think of anything like that in our society. So thank goodness we've gotten rid of that idea as well.
We're weak, Paul. That's why we're not making it anymore. If only we went back to the old ways, when the world was right, the world was true. We had a proper hierarchy. Everyone knew their place. The king at the top, the lowly peasant at the bottom.
See,
No confusion.
this system sounds pretty good if you're like the king or even just like a clergyman or something. Like that sounds pretty dope. Like just sit in a building and be like, I'm important, and then people give you shit because they have to, because otherwise your guards and shit will kill them. Like that sounds like a pretty cool system for that dude. But for the people that have to like farm and shit, it doesn't sound super awesome.
So of course, the church and the king knew everything you had because you had to pay tithes. Because you had paid tithes, there was something called a Domesday Book, which meant the king knew how much you had because you couldn't lie to the church. If you lied to the church, that was a sin against God. And how does God punish sins? He's not nice to you. He strikes you down. Your crops fail. You go to hell. So basically, the church and the king worked in tandem to make sure you felt like you knew your place in the world. So this book was henceforth called, and brings about the phrase doom and gloom, was a book which basically you couldn't cheat on your taxes. And of course, after you paid your taxes and you tithes to the church, you were allowed to keep what little was left, which of course would not be a great deal. If you had to give away seeds for the next growing season, this could be especially hard, as you might not end up having enough to grow to feed yourself. But at least the church is fed and happy.
You know what? I mean, like,
King as well.
you shouldn't be so fucking greedy. You know what I mean? Like, you're sitting there worried about yourself. Oh, poor me. I don't have enough seeds for me and my family to eat food next year. You should be more worried about you don't have enough seeds to grow the crops, to feed the clergy, to feed the aristocracy.
What
So you
about
need to worry.
God?
That's what you need to worry. And God, I mean, well, you know, you got to please God's representatives here on
I don't
earth.
want you to feel bad for these peasants. I want you to realize how easy you have it, because TJ, when people had to live, really live, not the living you're doing on the internet, these fake lives that people have now, this is what real life was like, TJ.
I had to live for real.
Fuck this shit.
Moment, Paul.
Fuck
Live
this
in the
shit.
moment,
I'm not keeping up the kayfabe no longer. These people were fucking two-toothed, plague-ridden fucking morons that couldn't dream for themselves a better way other than paying some fat fuck who, if they all got together, especially back in the day, they had all the fucking solutions that they needed to that problem right there at their fucking hands. No excuse, servile, barely two brain cells to fucking rub together. I'm superior. I'm homo superiosus. And compared to these fucking stupid, fucking dirty needs, bow scraping, fucking land tilling, horse shit stepping in morons that came before us. We worship these people too hard. We pretend their lives were hard. Oh, they didn't have no better lot in life. These motherfuckers could have left. They could have went and done something else, gone to another goddamn country. Hell, usurped the fucking barony or something. Don't come to me crying about it just because you ain't got a fucking Xbox. Invent one, you dumb bitches. Quit fucking giving all your wheat away and take some of that wheat and weave it into an Xbox and quit crying. We're the hard asses. We're the fucking badasses, dude. Who dropped the nukes? These peasants? No. We dropped the fucking nukes. Modern man dropped the nukes. Who invented the machine gun? These dumb fucking hicks that probably died of periodontal disease at 30 years old. Fuck them.
Built on the backs of their labor, Paul. Are you not the man, Paul? The same man that said to me, and it said to many others through your streams, through your notoriety, that if we can't have a technological AI-driven run utopia,
yes,
should go back to the agrarian society.
Not this this is not an agrarian society. This is post fucking agricultural revolution horse shit.
People, Paul, lived by the sweat of their brow.
Yeah, under the yoke of the same fucking system that's fucking us now. Capitalism is just the same. It's the same shit. It's the same shit I'm against. These people were even dumber than us, though, because they didn't even fucking take the time out of their day to think about their lot in life. Fuck these idiots.
They didn't need to, Paul. They knew their place. And they were happy in it.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I'm
How
sure
much
they
is
were fucking
luxurious
happy.
accommodations?
Oh yeah, looks great. Especially when the dude you're fucking doing all the work for lives in a big fucking castle somewhere.
Peasants lived in crock houses. That's what's featured here.
What the fuck? That shit.
These
That's a piece
wood-
of shit. Fuck that thing.
These had a wooden frame
Uh-huh.
onto which was plastered wattle and daub. This was a mixture of mud, straw, and manure. The shit house. You literally live in a shit house.
You know, the manure's dried
straw-
out. You know, it's dried out, dude.
Yeah, of course. The straw added insulation to the wall, while the manure was considered good for binding the whole mixture together and giving it strength. The mixture was left to dry in the sun and formed what was a strong building material.
Too stupid to not live in a house made of shit. And I'm supposed to think that they were stronger than me. Too dumb to not live in a house made of shit and give all their shit to the fat, stupid idiot down the road that you outnumber fucking 3,000 to 1. Nope. Dude, I'm hard as a coffin nail in comparison to these fucking idiots, dude. Because I've stared the existential truth of the universe in the face. I've seen the face of what people call God, and it's stared back at me, too, and I found it wanting. Dude, I'm harder and fucking deeper than any of these dumb fucking cow milk and udder squeezing pieces of shit. Fuck them. Give me 10 peasants right now. I'll beat the fuck out of each one of them. I'll give him the old razzle dazzle. I'll kick one in the nuts, punch one right square in his slack fucking jaw, kick another one right in the face, fart in another one's fucking face as I take him to the ground for a fucking Rikishi stink face, pull my dick out and whip the other one in the mouth with it.
Because when they saw you, if let's say we could magically transport 10 medieval peasants to you right now, number one, they would see your white skin and complexion. They would see your rotund belly and instantly recognize you as probably of noble birth, your strange clothes and appearance. So if you started assaulting those 10 people, of course they wouldn't do anything to you.
Good.
That would mean they're
It just goes to prove my point. They're too dumb. They wouldn't be like, Rush, this bloated fuck. He doesn't look like he could beat up me grandmom. They'd be like, oh no, Lord, please don't beat me anymore. Like, I'm supposed to be all like, oh yeah, these were hard asses. These weren't hard asses. These are pussies.
Well, Paul, we all have our opinions. Unfortunately, yours, I don't believe is the correct one.
Let me ask you this. Some little malnourished fucking 5'1", because you know they were tiny, right? Some malnourished 5'1" little peasant bitch steps up to me or fucking Paul. We're not even tough guys.
They're
We
dead.
fucking smack that shit in the next week.
They're fucking dead.
Yo, weak, malnourished from fucking eating nothing but like roots from the ground and shit.
We're hardened people that work the fields, TJ.
I
They
fucking
work the
pick that
fields
son of a
to the
bitch up
bone.
and throw him in the goddamn ocean.
They work
Well,
their
not a swim
fingers to
either.
the bone, the salt of the earth. You're telling me you could beat someone like that?
Yeah, dude, these fucking like weak ass, fucking undernourished, scaly motherfuckers. Hell yeah, I could take a whole fucking village of these
I'd
motherfuckers in my bare
snap
hands.
that motherfucker like Bane fucking broke Batman, dude. It'd be like,
Oh, I must break you.
boom! They'd have to form a line to get their fucking backs snapped by me, dude.
All right.
Boom!
You know what, TJ?
Boom!
These crock houses, they might not have been big, TJ,
Yeah.
but you could repair them cheaply, and it was easy to do. So you know
You know
it
them-
was simple.
You know they're fucking them sheep in there. Look, you fucking got your sheep and your cows and shit all living in your house. Man, that's fucking gross.
I mean, it's convenient.
That's what you hear coming out of those fucking.
No!
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The
Fucking dark
roofs, of
shit
course,
going
were
on in that
thatched.
motherfucker.
They were thatched, TJ.
Uh-huh.
There'd be a little furniture within the crock houses, and
Yeah.
straw would be used as the lining for the floor. So you had a straw floor. Not so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Everyone
The
loves living
houses
with
are likely to
straw
have been very
floors.
hot in the summer and very cold in the winter.
Sounds awesome.
Windows-
Sounds like a fucking great
Yeah.
house.
Windows were
Kick
just
ass.
holes in the wall, as glass was very expensive. I mean, peasants not going to afford glass. You just cut a hole in it. That's good enough.
Sounds like a garbage house.
And of
Fuck
course,
that
you
house.
need a door, TJ. And this one's actually being generous here. Doors might be covered with a curtain rather than having a actual wooden door because, of course, wood was expensive.
Yeah, you don't need no fucking wood.
I mean, you don't
Come
need
on.
that.
Wood is, of course, wood's expensive because there's barely any trees back then. You know, they didn't even have trees practically, right? I mean, look at that.
So if you had gone to Lord Scotty's house, which, you know, featured here, of course, if you peasants had showed up, the rabble had showed up at my house, you could take comfort in knowing this, that comfort was not always even found in the houses of the rich.
Good.
Heating was always a problem with stone floors, ceilings, and walls. Not much light came in from small windows, and oil and fat-based candles often produced a pungent aroma. Your house smelled like that.
How awful. Let me tell you what another problem would have been if this house would have been built near my little village and I was asked to pay fucking whatever percentage of myself to maintain it. There'd have been another hazard of the rich. Torches coming through the window at midnight with all the fucking surrounding villages fucking with pitchforks and shit ready to drag Lord Scotty's milk-fed veal-looking pink ass out into the fucking sun to be stretched.
Oh yeah,
to be fucking stretched on the rack in front of everybody, pulled, drawn and quartered.
Parky. Oh, Parky's trying to start an uprising. We'll put his head on the pike outside.
No.
Let's all know who challenged Lord Scotty would happen.
That'd be kind of tough when there's like Parky and like 1,000 other fucking peasants with Parky, all of us with torches and pitchforks, huh? I don't know. Your personal retinue might have trouble dealing with that shit.
Where else in Fantasyland would you have rode a dragon in his well and burned the manor
this
that
ain't
way?
Fantasyland. Look up what used to happen to lords when they got a little too fucking uppity back in the goddamn day. They got drawn and quartered. They got their entrails scooped out of them.
All I'm saying is, Paul, a weak little peasant like you wouldn't have been the one to do it.
It wouldn't have been me. It would have been one of the 1,000 thugs I would have brought with me. And they'd have burnt this little rock pile to the ground and pissed on the ashes of it.
That's all of history. Oh, historian Paul here to tell us all about history. He's an expert in the subject. Yes, Paul.
That's true.
Let us hear
I am an expert in the subject.
Oh, it is true, Paul. Oh, really? Well, why don't you just educate us on the number of uprisings that happened in the Middle Ages? Go ahead.
I think I'd allow you because you seem to know, right? I mean, yeah, I definitely don't know, but Scotty definitely knows.
The feudal system existed for hundreds of years, Paul, but you're trying to return it back on
victors, isn't it?
Hey, Paul, so go ahead. Paul, go ahead.
How many uprisings were there? There were 25,000 uprisings, successful ones.
25. Yeah, okay. So you don't know. Thank you. Yeah, you're ignorant. Thank you.
Little Lord Scotty drawn and quartered. Little Lord Scotty drawn and quartered. Little Lord. You don't remember that? You don't remember that song? That's a peasant song that used to be sung.
Oh yes, Paul. Keep talking. Go ahead. Show us your ignorance.
He sat up in his house of stone. 15,000. Exactly like I said.
15. It was 15 in general, but like
wait a minute. The internet skipped there. You said 15,000, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. All right, hold on. I chose one at random. This is the Kent Rebellion. Okay.
What happened to what happened there?
Yeah. What happened in the Kent Rebellion? TJ?
Led by Jack Cade. Okay. So
how did it end? How did it end, TJ?
I'm going to find out. Give me a second. Despite Cade's attempt to keep his men under cool, once the rebel forces had entered London, they began to loot. The citizens of London turned on the rebels and forced them out of the city in a bloody battle on London Bridge. To end the bloodshed, the rebels were issued pardons by the king and told to return home. Cade fled, but was later caught on the 12th of July, 1450, by Alexander Iden, a future high sheriff of Kent. As a result of the skirmish with Iden, the mortally wounded Cade died before reaching London for trial. The Jack Cade Rebellion has been perceived as a reflection of the societal, political, and economic issues of the time period and is a precursor to the War of Roses, which saw the decline of the Lancaster dynasty and the rise of the House of York. So that one didn't end too well.
I've got one here that ended perfect well.
The Parky Rebellion of 1610.
Not Parky. The Park Rebellion against Lord Scotez of Cordova, Spain.
Didn't happen.
It only took two. It was Lord Park and his wife, who was known to be a peg-legged and infirmed one-eyed woman.
The Peasants' Revolt of 1381.
So I like to finish my episode, so you guys can do that on your own time. Okay. All right, so furniture consisted of wooden benches, long tables, cupboards, and pantries. Linen, when affordable, could be glued or nailed to benches to provide Lord Scotty some much-needed comfort. Beds, though made of the softest materials, So I had a soft bed, but you guys can take
Flammable.
considerable solace in this one. They're often full of bed bugs, lice, and other biting insects.
I'm
Even
sure the
the
hay
Lord-
that the peasants slept on was not too much better in that fucking department, though.
So even the Lord had to deal with some things. It's hard to be the Lord.
I mean, probably like modern everyday schmucks today probably live better lives than like these lords did in these times. I mean, I don't know. I guess power is quite the potent, like, sort of like, wow, I'm fucking the lord of all this shit. But just like in terms of like raw comfort,
Of course.
I mean, they're like
course.
still
I mean,
itchy and fucking life is still horrible.
They still smell bad. I mean, even rich people barely bathed. So being a lord was not all that much better for being
Your
honest,
fucking
compared
house
to the-
stinks of fucking whale shit and whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
like
whatever
fucking,
pungent fats you're gonna.
Ambergris shit and then fucking blubber and shit for your candles. You fucking stink like shit. All your servants stink like shit.
You know the only thing that didn't stink back then? The crispy
What's that?
skin of a burning lord. Smelled like heaven.
I'm sure it did.
Didn't have
At night, regardless of whether Paul's, well, let's even say Paul was successful in his rebellion. At night, any animal you owned would be brought inside for safety. There's a number of reasons for this, of course. You know, animals are just gonna roam the countryside. They're not necessarily
Wolves
gonna
and
stay by
shit,
your
too.
house. Yeah, you're gonna have wolves and bears in the forest. That
What
could
about a
easily take a
fence?
pig. Take a pig, a cow, or chickens. Oh, I'm sorry. What that?
Just put up a fence. Well,
I
you're
don't
gonna
think they
have
had
the-
money for wood.
Well,
You
you're
didn't
gonna
have no
the
money for
goddamn
even
cow
if
in the
Lord
house
Scott,
with you.
Even if Lord Scottez is deposed, the Lord loses his head.
I'll be
You're
like,
still sleeping with your fucking
my
your
first
pig and your
act is-
cow and your chickens.
yeah, my first act as new lord is like build a fence, dumb shit, and quit living with your chickens, you fucking morons. What are you doing?
I agree.
Well,
You should
what am
not
I
live with your own
supposed-
chickens.
Let me
Your own
ask you
pig
this.
cow.
Let me ask you this. I'll get rid of my chickens. What I'm supposed to fuck?
Go fuck them in their house. Bring one into your house and fucking put it back in its
That
house.
was a rebellion against you, Paul. He says we can't fuck goats. Off with his head.
Lord Paul fucking said we can't fuck our chickens no more, lads.
I'd
Tom
be
his
like,
head end
boys,
up on a fucking pike.
you know what? Let me do this for you because I know that you will probably fuck it up, and I just fall on the sword myself, you know.
It's like, ah.
Just like I know you'll probably fuck this up and make it way worse than it should have been. So I'll just
Lord Scott says we'll let us fuck chickens.
And then
Talk about the
after
good old days.
Lord Scottez has been killed and Lord Paul has fallen on his sword, the peasants will come to me and be like, Lord TJ, what shall we do? He's like, no, I want not to be your lord. You should govern yourselves. Like, no, Lord TJ, please give us your wisdom. It's like, well, I suppose if I must. And then 1,000 years of prosperity under Lord.
okay. You hit the fast forward button a little bit there, but you know.
1,000 years of prosperity.
1,000 years of glorious progress. the second coming of the Roman Empire.
If this had actually happened, you know, then today we'd be living in like a futuristic wonderland. Everything be solved. There ain't no
that.
climate change, you know.
I love the
1,000 years
setup
prosperity, dude.
is like, yeah, we need your wisdom. And it was like, okay, I guess so. And then 1,000 years of prosperity or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like what? What did you tell him?
It's that easy, dude.
What did you tell
What
him,
I
TJ?
tell him?
If he told you, we'd be living in the utopia. So
Right.
you
Yeah,
can't
I
tell
mean,
me.
like,
Yeah.
I'm holding on to it, you know, it's in my back pocket. Don't worry.
The loss of any animal could be a disaster, but the loss of valuable animals, such as an ox, TJ, would be calamity.
Fuck yeah, that's terrible. 'Cause
If
then
left outside at
the
night,
axe is
it could
pulling
have
your
been
shit,
stolen,
dude.
and people might jack your shit. They might say, that looks like a fat fucking ox, and I'm going to just take that.
And no one can get in your house because you got fucking holes in
Yeah.
the wall and you got
Yeah.
a fucking rag in front of the door. So, you know, it's way safer in there.
Yeah, you're fine. You know, you were tougher then. And of course, they can wander off. You don't want your ox to wander off.
People basically just lived in fucking barns, is what you're telling me. Like,
dumb
live in a big
fucks,
fucking
man.
barn.
Build yourself a smaller house next to the goddamn barn so you don't live with the fucking animals, you dipshits.
I don't know. However, of course, you're keeping your animals safe, bringing them inside. but they're dirty ass animals. They're not house trained, so they're also going to be shitting and pissing in your house when you live with them. And of course, they bring in fleas and flies
and disease.
as well.
Don't forget
And
fucking
as well.
disease.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that was going to get to next. And disease as well. So
this
you
was
got to live in
before
a cramped
germ.
fucking hovel.
This was before germ theory. You know, they didn't know.
Yeah, no one fucking knew. And of course, to top it all off, one of the things we all take for granted. These houses would have no running water, toilets, baths, or even washing basins. That was too advanced.
That doesn't
Soap was
bother me.
unheard of, and as was shampoo. People have been covered with dirt, fleas, and lice. Beds were simply straw stuffed with mattresses. And of course, these attract lice, fleas.
Straw stuff with mattresses, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Straw stuffed mattresses.
Straw stuff with dude. How the fuck? That's crazy shit. Yeah, fucking straw, dude.
When I used to, I got deposed. Your toilet would have been a bucket, which would have been emptied into the nearest river at the start of the day.
Like when people say you have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, that's because that's how that literally used to be done. People would fucking literally just piss and shit in a fucking nasty ass pot in their house and then just throw it out the fucking window. Like,
So, see, this is another one that doesn't bother me. Just walk a little ways, because, like, think about it. What was the population density back then? Way less than it is now. So it's just like walk a fucking little ways out, squat, shit, piss in a hole. Who cares what you do? Walk to a different place every day. You're fine. It rains. Your shit gets washed downstream or whatever, a little bit at a time, and everything's what's the big deal?
It all works out.
Water had a number of purposes for peasants. Cooking, washing, same shit we do now.
Drinking.
Yeah, drinking water, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, the water usually came from the same source.
As they pissed in and shit in and all that stuff. Yeah.
As they did everything else in, and their animals.
See, this is just the stupidest shit. Like, this is like elementary shit. This is why I'm saying we shouldn't worship these people. They were stupid.
But they were tougher, Paul.
I drink the water with my cow just shaking. It's like, what? Like, you got to be told that's bad?
It made them tough.
Water was good for them, Paul. It made them tough.
It made them hardy and tough individuals.
It made them dead, disease-ridden, flea-bitten peasants.
Yeah, it did. That's true. But you know what happened? But you know what? That way, all the weak ones died, and only the strongest peasants survived. And that's why we're as tough as we are now, because we're from that stock, you know?
Maybe that makes sense, but it doesn't for the purpose of this episode.
Oh, right.
A local river, stream, or well provided a village with water. But this water source was also used as a way of getting rid of your waste at the start of the day. Dump it in, pull it back out. Dump it in, pull it back out.
Man.
But guys, you would have liked this, though.
Gross, nasty motherfuckers. That's all I could say.
It was usually the job of a wife to collect water first thing in the morning. So we'd all be sleeping or doing whatever we're doing. Woman, get my piss water.
Go get the fucking bucket of piss, you fucking bitch.
One thing that's true is it was collected in wooden buckets, kind of like you would imagine. You know, the wooden bucket being lowered down.
Yeah, like fucking Mickey Mouse and shit. Yeah.
And villages that had access to a well could simply wind up their water from the well itself. So that was a nice village. If you lived in a nice village, it was like you had the well. Otherwise, you're going to the fucking river. And you guys will like this. Towns needed a larger water supply, of course, got more people. Water could be brought into towns using a series of ditches. Lead pipes could also be used. Of course, no problem with those.
Lead,
we learned our lesson on that as well.
Lead's always good.
I mean, lead. I mean, yeah, there wasn't a city recently in the U.S. that had a bunch of lead pipes and.
Listen, the water's great. Can we get Obama to just take the fucking vaccine?
Dude. Yeah, I mean, he is, isn't it? I thought he was
going do it like publicly and be like, look, feels good. That's right.
He said he's going to.
Oh, good. Well, they need to because man, I felt so comforted when he drank that water at Flint.
And you know what? I think Obama should go back to the fucking medieval ages and just like do all the shit these peasants are doing to show that it's fine.
Listen, if you poop downstream, you won't get sick.
Just drink the poop. It's like, oh, perfectly good.
If you just cut out the middleman and you just drink your poop straight from your butthole, you're not gonna get sick. You're gonna feel great.
Keep
What do
on.
you think, TJ?
I mean, we all think that I want the peasants to be treated better. You know? It's like, maybe we should upturn the whole system and get rid of the feudal lords. No, I don't think so.
It's a bad idea.
I think we just need to, you know, make sure they treat the peasants better. Like, oh, okay. I guess that's one approach. Shit.
Of course, like typical plebs this episode, you know, Paul, you rebelled. TJ, you obeyed a little bit better. You
I inherited
the
earth, dude. Because
Which
you
is
and
what we would
Paul, I let you and Paul kill each other.
Oh,
and
you didn't do that, TJ.
I was
We're
like,
rewriting
wow.
history. TJ, you died in rebellion.
1,000 years peace.
Paul pushed you in the front. He pushed you into the sword, so
You
could
were
take
my
your
lackey that I sent against Lord Scoticus to distract him while my peg-legged wife beat him over the head.
1,000 years.
You're dead, TJ.
You're
1,000
dead.
years peace.
You're the
1,000 years
goon
peace.
that he fucking defended himself and stabbed, and then
Yeah, you're the patsy.
yeah,
1,000
Sorry, dude, you're dead.
peace.
my goon.
1,000 years peace.
You're weak, TJ. And this world is weak. And if we don't go back to the way it was, TJ, there's no future for us.
Back to when it was good.
Back to when people truly were made of the right ingredients. When they were tough enough, TJ. When they were tough enough to endure.
Hell yeah.
Now, it's anybody's guess.
People are weak now. Look how weak. People used to be fucking tough, man. They used to fucking drink shit. They used to fucking climb fucking 20-foot tall fucking structures, and just when they were kids, you know, like little fucking spider monkeys and
Their
shit.
hands mangled in washers.
Yeah.
Get stuck in refrigerators and die.
They would die for the
encased in
slightest
them.
inconvenience, man. It was just fucking. I mean, people were tough back then. Now people are weak. Now we see weak stock. People on dyeing their hair blue and whining about fucking the latest episode of this, that, or the other thing on the internet for being problematic or whatever.
Because people in the past weren't strong enough to confront those issues.
Wow,
It's true. That's true.
damn.
That's all I've got. That's it.
What?
Good night, everybody.
No,
That's it.
no,
Oh, well, if you want, if you have more
More!
shit.
more.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.